Welcome to Beautiful from the Inside Out Lighten Up class, and this is class number 2. Please do sign in and say hello. Let me know what's happening with you. How are things going for you? Have you noticed any shifts yet? How are the meditations going? I'm really loving the meditations. I'm loving doing the process with you. So go ahead and say hi. Let me know you're here. Oh, good. I see a bunch of people here. Fantastic. And today we're going to be working on the thyroid, the liver, and metabolism, which is going to be so incredible. I worked on my thyroid this week, and wow, the shifts are really dramatic. I was just noticing how I had to be super, super careful about what I eat, and my thyroid is testing at over 100% now. So I am eating food, and it's working. So Erin and Nadia and Sharon and Ramana, very wonderful. Good to see all of you. And yeah, let me know, how are your exercise routines and your meal plans going? I really encourage you to try something different, shake it up a little bit. So what I'm doing is either yoga or weightlifting in the morning, and then I'm going for a walk midday for an hour. And a walk meaning up the side of the mountain or down the side of the mountain and back up. So that's been really great for me too. I think getting my energy and metabolism up at the same time. So let me know. Have you made some shifts? Are you doing something differently? I know I went to a lighter diet where I'm having juice for breakfast and a big salad, huge salad for lunch, and then greens and wild rice for supper. And yeah, it's been really good. I've been noticing changes in my body. I'm hoping you guys are too. And then also let me know, how was the clearing for you this week? Did you work on yourself a little bit and work on the clearings? So that I'd love to know too. So was it helpful to have the charts, and did you go for it? I know I spent hours and hours working on my thyroid and liver, and then metabolism we're going to be working on this week. So we're going to have a really powerful shifting week this week with our metabolism. Yay! I bet a few of you could use some metabolism reboot. Roxanne is here, and Betsy, yay! Okay, so the gang is arriving. Okay, so we're in our second week, and we'll start with an opening blessing, and we'll do the Triambakam mantra. All right, so we'll just do this 3 times, and it will remove obstacles as well as it clears away that which we don't want, and it helps regenerate that new, fresh life. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urva Rukamivat Bandhanat Murchor Mukshiyamamritatu. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvar Rukamivat Bandhanat Murchor Mukshiyamamritatu. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvar Rukamivat Bandhanat Murchor Mukshiyamamritatu. And just take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just allow that blessing, that shift of energy to permeate you, and really in a wonderful way, being permeated with the energy of the divine. All right, and I see a couple questions, or a question has come in. Betsy would like to have some clarification about the clearing through pumping. It said 12 hours of clearing, though pumping for the last week. I was unable to spend that much time. How do we use the charts? Thanks for clarifying. Well, let me just come back to you before we start on today's lesson. And first of all, you can pump as you go throughout your day. So when you wake up in the morning and you're going to the shower, you're walking or hiking or whatever. So 12 hours of pumping a week, and that's extra credit. You don't have to do that. But that would average out to less than 2 hours a day of moving your hand, just pumping and moving your hand. And if you didn't have the time for that, that is perfectly fine, because you're getting a lot of the clearings right here. And I'm super fast with everybody, but there's also the going deeper. And even I pumped to clear my thyroid with all the different things on the thyroid. There was a ton, because I've had in the past, I had the experience of my body having thyroid cancer. And so that's, I had a lot to clear. And I've cleared it before, but it's interesting because we've defined so much more now. So that's been really helpful. When you're looking at the charts, the first thing that you can see here is the area that we're working on. And in this case, we'd be working on the liver. And I added the emotion, so you could know that if you're feeling angry, you might check and see, is my liver out of whack? So you could check and see, is my liver out of whack? You could muscle test to see that. There's nothing really to do in this area other than to know this is where we're working. And then I'm letting you know where in the blueprint, the parts of the blueprint are affected with the liver or a liver imbalance. And that would be in essence, matter, genesis, and quantum. So those would be the areas, yet again, nothing to do except just information. Where there's something to do is in programs, anchors, and spiritual interferences. And in these cases, these are the possible problems related to the liver, and so you would just pump to clear them. And in anchors, possible problems with the liver, there's quite a few anchor potentialities in the liver. And then possible problems with spiritual interferences, different aliens and transmortals and things like that. Now, if you didn't know anything about this stuff, it's perfectly okay. Basically, what I've decided to do with all my classes is give the deeper level of explanation. So if you were to eventually come into an apprentice or an immersion program, this would be the level that you could, really dive deep in and understand this. So this is kind of the extra credit. This actually is the chart for this week, and we'll be clearing some of this as we're working through the day, the thyroid, the adrenals, and overall metabolism. So this is a chart, and at the end of the day, we'll test and see what's left for you to clear. So that's how you use it. Just basically you're pumping for the last three, the programs, anchors, and spiritual interferences. So that would be how you would use the chart. And Ramana, I find I get off track from what I was pumping. Any recommendations, pacing, and structuring? Thank you. Ramana, you might just set your cell phone with a little beep or a little angel chime to go off after 20 minutes of pumping, just to bring you back to what you're working on. But you don't have to be thinking about it the whole time. And oh, and hello from Heather. And B, could I ask, as I wasn't here last week, whether I am more in my parasympathetic or sympathetic system? Oh yeah, so you saw the replay. You're 60% in your sympathetic system and 40% in your parasympathetic system. So you would work on staying more relaxed. Yay! And we do have 5 new students this week, so welcome to all the new students jumping in. So happy you decided to join us. This is going to be an amazing experience for all of us. And we're going through 8 weeks of really moving from where we are to where we really want to be. So really happy to have you all here. And now we're going back to our PowerPoint, and we'll look at the slides. Oh, I put Xena Warrior Princess in there because she's, oh, that's Wonder Woman rather, put Wonder Woman in there, and the girls from Sex and the City, because we are all about getting our metabolism looking good, feeling good, being sexy and healthy, and really getting back into the flow and moving anything that interrupts the release of excess and having incredible metabolism. And today we're going to start pumping, and these are the things that we're going to be clearing for metabolism, liver, and thyroid. So we'll be pumping for bloodline, Lucifer stops, soul contracts, demonic curses, satanic curses, evil spirit curses, emotions, DNA, group mind virus, black magic curses, atheist thought forms, trauma and cycles, and then also low set points. And I'm going to come back on and we're going to pump. And so essentially what we're doing here is we're using the quantum pump. I'm going to go over this again since there are 5 new students. We're using the quantum field, and the quantum field is defined as everything is part of this field of particles vibrating. And so we are part of the quantum field, and we exist as particles vibrating. And by using this quantum pump, we're actually able to rearrange those particles vibrating to a better circumstance so that we get a better result. And so we're just pumping, and the pump looks like this. And I'm going to back up just a little bit here so you can see that down at my waist is where my elbow is. Oops, and I'm in the sunshine here. And I'm just like that, like that. You can see I have my Fitband on, keeping track of how many steps I take every day. And it's interesting. I don't know if I like it or not. It's you know, it's measuring something. So there's a Bluetooth in there telling me how much I've done and where I've walked and things like that. So I'm going to give it a try for a week or so. And if I like it, then I'll stay with it. And if I don't, I've tried it. Okay. Let's see, V, could I ask okay, so I answered that one, and then Heather, today I was driving and noticed I was more in the sympathetic system. Driving, you're in the sympathetic system, so that's right. I pumped for about 15 minutes, and I could feel my nervous system shift into the parasympathetic system, empowering to feel so good. Well, that's fantastic, and yes, we tend to be in high alert when we're driving, and with good reason. I mean, if you had a car barreling at you, you'd want to be able to respond quickly and to get away from the car barreling towards you, you know, maybe, you know, dangerously close or something like that. So I think that in general, but I think it's also nice to stay relaxed because your body can heal and respond, and the sympathetic system has a purpose, which is to keep us safe. And so, you know, when you're in a big, you know, vehicle that weighs 3,000 pounds or something, and you've got other vehicles around you that weigh that much, and yeah, it's all right to be in the sympathetic system while you're driving. And I like that you experimented and noticed the shift. And it is really nice to be aware and just go, wow, I can change. I can do this better. I can have the experience for myself of being relaxed when I'm driving or being relaxed when I'm working. So very good. Oh, country roads, yeah. So nobody barreling at you. You know, like I wouldn't think it'd be such a bad thing if you were on a freeway and you were in the sympathetic system, it'd probably be okay. But, you know, listening to nice music, and the more you can stay in the sympathetic system, the better, or parasympathetic system, the better you are, really, truly. So, yeah, good. So today we're going to be clearing for the first half of the class, and then we're going to be working on regenerating the second half of the class. And we have a welcome to a couple new people on our production team. Marlene, who's been with the staff a long time, is now also supporting production, so welcome to Marlene. And I understand also Rebecca, who's in our wonderful support team is also serving to support the production today. And we have our beautiful and amazing and highly talented Carolyn here on the call also, and she is our main production person, and we love her. So honor, 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 and love and oblations to our dear Carolyn, who we love so much. Yay! Okay, so we're pumping, again, just to be clear, we're pumping to clear the obstacles to great metabolism. And in about 15 minutes, we're going to go into regenerating the liver and the thyroid. So that will be spectacular. And I just wanted to also find out from some of you, oops, I had a fire in my house, oh dear, and some smoke inhalation. Can I use the pumping to release the smoke from my lungs? Definitely. You definitely can. So I'd like to hear how the meditation, the exercise, the meal plan, the drinking more water, the staying relaxed, how is that going? Are you finding that you can put all the pieces together, or are you in kind of the early stages of, well, I can do it in increments. I've changed my diet some. I've added 20 minutes of exercise a day, and I am getting the meditations in every day. So why don't you let me know how things are going for you, so I can kind of have a finger on the pulse of how the class is doing. That would be really helpful. And for me, I think I've already said I'm on this, it came with a program that I did like 10 years ago called Slim and Six, and there was this really simple diet, meal plan rather, that had you having juice at 8 and 10, and then a big salad and nuts and or seeds, nuts or seeds, and some wild rice, and that was lunch. And then you have a snack of like raw carrots or celery or something like that in the afternoon, and then in the evening you have 2 cups of greens and then another cup of wild rice. And you can do that for a few weeks, and it's kind of like 1,000 or 1,200 calorie day, which works for me. That seems to help. I certainly can't do that on an ongoing basis, but for a few weeks I'm going to give that a try and see how that works. And then I do the meditation. My meditation, the first thing at 5 o'clock, I have a little sweet little bing, 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 come on, like a little angel ring at 5:10 in the morning. And I just get up and I put the meditation on for the morning. And then once I've done that, I'm also doing the wealth class, so I do my wealth homework. And then I get up and I do my workout, which is either weightlifting or yoga. Weightlifting, it's funny because it's weightlifting with aerobics. And then midday or late afternoon, I take an hour hike. So that's my routine right now. So what about you guys? Are you seeing yourself being disciplined and able to start implementing those areas too? Yeah, let's see. So let's see. So Nadia, I feel more light in my cells, and my body is feeling much better. Fantastic, Nadia. I'm so happy. Can't wait to see you in March. Okay, and Ramana, I find the meditations are amazing, and it's going beautifully. I just have so much to pump on. It's so good. That's a good thing. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm really enjoying doing this class with you. I haven't done that before. I've taken people through the class, but I haven't done it right alongside you. And I have, special motivation. I want to get my energy up and my body as slim and trim as possible before my adoption happens, before babies arrive. So I've been thinking about getting myself in really great shape. Speaking of babies arriving, I haven't crocheted in a really long time, and I have to show you. I made this beautiful baby blanket. And unbelievably, you're not going to believe this, I did this big blanket for the baby in 2 days. It's like my hand was like broom, 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 broom. So I have my motivation. What's your motivation? Why are you motivated? I think sometimes when you really think about what it's costing you to be in a body that isn't the body that you're really thrilled with, you know, whether it's getting out and having a social life, or just feeling great about how you look, feeling great about how people respond to you. For me, it's really also a health benefit. I want to be as youthful and vibrant as possible when my babies arrive, whether they're twins or they're one at a time. I just want to feel fantastic in my body. I want to look good and feel good. And so adding the extra exercise, and the diet I'm eating is super clean. There's no preservatives because I'm eating all kind of raw and steamed and, you know, good stuff for you. So that's my motivation. What's your motivation? Huge contrast on the babies. Oh, congrats. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I actually, since we met last week, I've been officially approved for the adoption, which you go through a whole process with social worker, and they evaluate you in every way you can imagine and inspect your home and, you know, run FBI checks on you, and then you have to get certified in all kinds of ways, including CPR and Red Cross and, you know, all kinds of stuff you have to do. And in any case, I've met all the requirements, and I was formally congratulated that I'm approved for the adoption. So now it's a matter of a birth mother choosing to have me raise her child. I'm going through an open adoption process, and I'm really excited. Been mixing it up with Pilates, walking, yoga, and rebounder. I'm loving the meditations, and I'm keeping up with the rejuvenation ones. I will do the other 2 parts later. I am motivated to get my health and energy back on track as I head into my more mature years. My meditation and your meditation and your voice are so soothing and relaxing, and I find myself slipping easily and naturally into the parasympathetic system. Fantastic. That is so amazing, Betsy. I'm really happy for you. And you know, I want us all to be thinking this way, is that we define what age is. And you know, there's so many people who assume that when you're, you know, 55 or 60 or 65 or 70, that you're old. And I'm going to say that we were meant to live 700 years, so we're really kind of just starting to ripen when we get to be 55, 60, 65, 70. We're just starting to ripen. I have relatives that lived to 99, 107, and 109, and that was from the old era. You know, just think about what's possible now with the cell regeneration. And so I want you all thinking of yourself as youthful and beautiful. I know I'm doing a beach vacation. I got my bikinis ready. And you know, I think we've got to be thinking in terms of, we're setting a new standard, like that. Not even, they were saying in the last few years, oh, the new 30 is 50. I'm going to say that we can remain youthful and energetic and beautiful, and we don't have to really physically change for hundreds of years. We can actually stay young and gorgeous. So that's my pep talk for you, but I also want you to really be thinking about anything that is affecting you with group mind about aging. I went to lunch with a woman from my church, and she's 3 years older than me, and she looks 30 years older than me. And so I think about the concept of group mind and what group mind says you should look like, and what you in your mind say you should look like. Like in my mind says I should look like I did when I was 24. That's what my mind is continuing to tell me. And so my body is course correcting and becoming younger. And I just want you to be thinking in those terms, that you too can join along and work towards that, towards a youthful, healthy, vibrant body. Okay, and B, I want to feel very healthy and look great, and I'm beginning a new phase in my life in 2016. You're an inspiration to me. Yay, thank you. Thank you so much. And you know, I think I don't really say this very often, but I'm 58 years old and I'm adopting babies, and I fully expect to live another 60 years at the very minimum. And I expect to see grandchildren and hopefully even great-grandchildren. And I hope to be youthful and vibrant. That is my plan. So I don't believe in the model that we have to get old. I just don't believe in it. So I'm happy you're joining me, and for whatever part you want to take of this, you just want to take it for slimming, fine, but I'm really working on getting a whole group mind around staying young for hundreds of years. So let's see. Okay, we're coming close to the end. I'm going to come back to the slide here. And I'm inspired by each one of you. So thank you for being here and doing the dance with me. Okay, we're about 70% through on this. We'll pump until 3:30 on this, and then we're going to go into cell regeneration because I really sincerely want to get the cell regeneration done for you. And then you'll have the charts, so you'll be able to pump some more if you want to on this topic, on the liver and the thyroid. And also on the chart is overall metabolism and adrenals. So we've got some nice extra credit homework if you want to work on that. Oh, okay, and Janine, I've been doing clearings. It still feels slow on holding the image. I have been making changes in food. Regular meditations have been awesome. It helps me relax. Exercises next week. That is perfect, Janine, or Janie. Let's see. Janine. Maybe it's Janine. I like that. I like that you're doing it. You're pacing yourself in. I started this process about 3 weeks ago now, so I started a couple weeks before you. And it took some time. It's this week now that I've been able to add the extra, what do I want to say? I'm both hiking and doing some kind of, weightlifting or yoga or aerobics or something in the morning. And when I started 3 weeks ago, because I do hiking 2 or 3 times a week, but I kind of let my working out go. And so you have to work back into it. And I think doing a piece at a time, the sweet thing about this is it's an 8-week course, and then you have the beautiful program for the rest of your life. But also just to let you know, the beautiful program, I'm sure you've probably poked around a little bit in it. There's the full body rejuvenation. There's tightening and toning during rapid weight loss, which might be the next one you want to do after this one. And then there's the facelift option. And they're the same meditations, they're just used in a different order. And then how many of you are doing double meditations, a meditation in the morning and at night? I have not been able to work that out given my busy days, and I end up with between the wealth. However, probably at week 3 I'll be able to do that once the wealth program is over. But that would be also nice to add in if you felt like you wanted all the extra quantum field oomph that you can get. So that would be another recommendation, is to do morning and evening. Let's see, I've been... Good. Okay, so Janine. And Sharon, I am doing double meditations, I bet you're saying. As much as I can. Great, Janine. And Betsy sometimes, and Roxanne, I plan on that soon. Perfect. Well, you know what? I just want you to pace yourself in a way that's going to work for you. So there's no pressure, and the same with the extra credit stuff. If it works for you to fit it in, then that's perfect. I think one of the things with the weight loss program is sometimes we push so hard that we then freak out and we go, no, I don't want it, I can't do it, and then we just binge and lose our focus. And what I'd rather have you do is do this in increments so that you're loving what you're doing, your body isn't all freaked out, and that you can maintain it for a lifetime, you know? So just you're doing it exactly right, each one of you. And I know that you're pacing really well, and I'm proud of you. It's great. But for me, I know that when getting my metabolism up, part of it is the thyroid and liver, and part of it is exercise for me. I've never been real overweight. I was up to 152 on 5'6", and that was in my 30s. And I did 4 months of really just exercising. I modified my diet some. I think I did a terrible thing. I think I was on the Atkins diet. Wouldn't recommend that now. But I was able to drop 23 pounds over 4 months. And that's good. It's like 5 or 6 pounds a month. You know, paced into it, and what I was doing was working with a trainer and doing some walk running in my neighborhood. Like I'd walk a block and run a block and walk a block and run a block. And that was it. It just kind of melted off. So you figure out what is going to work for you. But I encourage you not to do the same thing you've always done, but to try and mix it up. So I've got different DVDs that I haven't used in a long time that I'm pulling out, and I'm mixing up even the different systems. Like there's Turbo Jam and Yoga Booty Ballet and P90X, and I'm just pulling out something different every day to just kind of mix it up so it's stuff my body's not used to or too familiar with, so I don't have the habit of, oh, it's this one, okay, and I'm going to do this over and over. So I think mixing things up also helps because you're kind of continuing to introduce something new to yourself. And Sherry says that she's being more aware around eating and noticing that I've eaten too much and I'm up and moving for sure more. Great. And Heather, I'm doing more AM and PM, which is a pleasant surprise since before meditation class I was not meditating. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Good to hear. And this is, you know, this is in addition to your class, it's your support group too. So we're in it together. We're going to make our miracles together. I love that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be working on now is cellular neogenesis and the regeneration of both the thyroid and the liver. And you really don't need to know everything about this, but I put what we're doing down here. So we're going to clear dark energy from the master cells of both the thyroid and the liver. Then we're going to pump to 100% the master cells to physical form. And just understand that there's a master cell for the thyroid and a master cell for the liver. They were the cells that were with you 7 days after your parents conceived you. And we're going to bring them back into physical form. They exist in the perfected blueprint. So they already exist, and we're going to bring them back into your body in a physical way. Then we're going to mirror that 100% master cell that's, you know, in its perfected form to all the surrounding cells. And then finally we'll have a cascade of new cell growth using the mitochondria. I'll put that in there. The mitochondria is the fuel generator of the cell, and that holds the program for regeneration. So that is what we are doing next. So everybody's just pumping the same thing that we were doing when we were clearing. We're just pumping, and we're pumping for the master cell in the thyroid and the liver. And the thyroid is not obviously this part of the throat. The thyroid is this here. It's got a couple, see, this is the thyroid. And then, yeah, and that's, obviously that's the liver. And the thyroid and liver together actually create our metabolism. So don't worry about being an expert on this. This is what you learn when you're an apprentice or you're in the immersion program. By the way, I just want to say this is the last year for 4 years that I'll be doing the live immersion program. So if your heart's desire, I know Heather is going to be in the live immersion program. If you want to train with me in person, please come this year. And if you haven't gotten your Diamond program taken care of yet, I can help you with, we recorded the Diamond training from the summer, so you could get certified by doing each of the 7 days and doing a little 4-paragraph essay of each day, and that would get you the Diamond certification. So if you were thinking, gosh, Julie Renee, I'd love to train with you in person, come to your house and spend time with you. There's 2 week-long retreats, and then we have a ton of training during the year. This is the last opportunity until 2021. And the reason for that, and I know you know this, I want to create sanctuary space for the babies. I've waited a long time to start a family, and so I wouldn't be bringing people in to train when the babies are little babies. And I know you understand that. So think about that and pray about it. If it's in your heart to train with me, you know, connect with me or connect with my support team, and we'll see if we can get you in somehow. So that's my sincere wish, is that we have 12 students go through and get certified as Master Health Activators. Very good. And we're all pumping for regeneration of the thyroid and the liver. Thyroid and the liver. And we're clearing out any of the dark energies. It's fun, isn't it? Have some of you dropped a few pounds? Of course, I'm a few weeks ahead of you, but looking at myself in my clothes, and I look better. I'm like, ooh, I feel good. So just wondering if some of you are starting to have that effect. Of course, it's just been a week, so it's possible. Oh, and Watch will be adding to 5-minute meditations in the next couple days. Waste management and quantum weight loss, and they're 5-minute meditations that you can do during the day. I've put them in for the tech people to put up, so I think they'll be going up relatively quickly. And actually, I can probably send these off to Marlene to pop into underneath the replay so that you get them instantly, rather than tech team is a little bit behind. So. Okay, Heather, does that mean that our master cells are not in physical form? Oh no, they're in physical form, and they also exist in the blueprint. Your master cell of the liver, before we started working on you, Heather, your liver master cell was 18%, and we're going to get it up to 100%, so it exists in the blueprint as 100%. And your master cell for your thyroid, is 12%, which isn't great. So we're working on bringing everybody's master cell for their liver and thyroid up to 100% right now. By the way, water really helps with metabolism. So if you're, that sometimes happens, I get a little, there we go. If you're wanting to help with your metabolism, drink 4 ounces of water every half an hour, and that's going to help a lot. It helps with your hormones and your brain function also, to be drinking 4 ounces every half hour. We're getting transcripts of the webinars. Yes, transcripts are done approximately, we send them off instantly after the telesummit, or the webinar, whatever, and they come back about a week later. So if you just are looking on the delivery page for Class 1. About 7 days after Class 1, the transcripts go out. So we send them off to our transcription guy. So yes, the answer is yes. Yeah, you're welcome, Sharon. Yeah, and Heather, you have master cells in your body. And even though if you had something surgically removed, like I had, I'm growing back now, my thyroid, my uterus and ovaries, that whole system down there, I'm growing them back. So if they have been surgically removed, the master cell has probably been surgically removed. Then you're just using the master cell from the blueprint. And but most people have the master cell, it's just at low function. And in the blueprint, there exists 100% functioning master cell. And we bring that back into physical form by pumping. So there's two types of cellular neogenesis. One is by using the existing cell and the existing gland or organ to regenerate to 100%. And the second way is to actually access the master cell from the blueprint, bring it into physical form, start a cascade of new cell growth, and grow back a gland or organ. And I've been successful with both. Reliably, 100% of the time, we can regenerate glands and organs that have been, low function. And then where I'm really working on a new protocol for when it's been completely surgically removed. And I'm finding a lot of pieces that I hadn't had in the past, where sometimes we'd be effective and grow something back and sometimes we wouldn't. So I've been really doing a study, actually some on myself, to see, okay, what are the pieces that are missing that wouldn't allow the physical form of my uterus or the physical form of my thyroid. So I've really laid down a great foundation, and I'm using myself as a guinea pig for the protocols that would 100% every time we did it, we would get the same result, because I believe it's all possible. Okay. Betsy. Well, Betsy knows, and I do talk about this. I gave birth to 3 children when I was very young, and they were raised by their father. I didn't get to raise them. I had them till they were 5, 3, and 1. And I lost custody. Their grandfather was running for state representative. Their family founded the town. I couldn't get a lawyer to represent me in the town, so I got a legal aid attorney who was her first case. And the whole family, his family, 100 people showed up at the courtroom and took the children away from me. So I didn't get to raise them, and their dad really prevented and kind of said all the things that he said to them to prevent love from showing up in the relationship. So they are not in my life, not by my choice, but by theirs and their father's, and they are all adults. And then you're going to get my whole story now. So between 39 and 47, I had 13 miscarriages, trying to have more children. And I did fertility medicine in the sperm bank. And I wasn't able to carry, and at 47, 49, I had cervical cancer, and turns out that my womb was too sick to carry. I had radiation poisoning in my womb and 10 big tumors in the womb that they just somehow had missed. I don't know how they missed it. So that was the journey, and then I got engaged to be married to a pediatrician when I was 49, and we had already made arrangements with a surrogate to carry 2 children for us. We actually had 2 surrogates lined up. And he backed out of the wedding just like 2 weeks before the wedding. And then I was so heartbroken. I said, you know, when I can really give children my everything, where I have a beautiful home and I can have all the support I need, and they can have all the support they need, and I can spoil them and put them into beautiful schools, and then I will adopt. And this moving into this beautiful big house on acreage in a beautiful neighborhood, was really part of my plan of raising a family, really being able to raise a family. And so my heart's desire has been there my whole life. And I feel like I'm finally getting to live my dream. And I'm just so grateful and happy, and I'm so grateful I'm so healthy, and that I get to do this. It's really wonderful. Yeah. So, and my whole life was about being a mother when I was a mother. So obviously, I'm really excited about being a mom again. And I've really let go of what didn't happen and what didn't work. And I did what apparently they needed. The children I gave birth to, they needed me to give birth to them. And they have their relationship with their father and the woman who raised them. So I've done my inner work on that, and I wish them so much happiness and joy in their life. And it's time for me. It's time for me to have children that I can enjoy and be part of their life, and that will be my turn. Thank you, Betsy. That's really sweet of you to say. I'm really excited. I feel so blessed and happy and ready. I feel very ready. You're welcome, Ramana. Yeah. So I live in this beautiful home, and it has a little cottage. Probably do the broadcasts from the cottage while I have a nanny here in the house. Um, so it'll be very quiet in the little cottage. It's about 50 feet away from the house. And I'll keep teaching, but just won't do the in-person stuff for a few years. Okay, let's see where we're at. So let's see, the liver 60% and the thyroid 70%. Okay, we're doing good. So we're getting there, and I think we should be able to do both of them before the class ends. Get the cascade of new cell growth for everybody on the call going. So I think we're doing really good. Liver and thyroid are what we're working on. You'll also have on your chart, you'll be able to, if you want to, take that further and work on the adrenals and overall metabolism. And if you are a person who does muscle testing, you'll be able to test, did I clear everything? Because we didn't finish clearing all of the blocks and impediments. We cleared a good amount, and then we jumped into the cell regeneration because I wanted to make sure that we got your liver and thyroid rebooted in this class. So if you want to, you can, and I will give directions for how many hours to pump if you want to do that. Let's see here. Great. I want to acknowledge all of you for being on the call. And then also, I think we have some overseas people, not just United States people. So I want to acknowledge the people who are up in the middle of the night. It might be 1 or 2 in the morning where you are. And I just want to thank you for being a visionary and getting on the call. So thank you. And for those of you who are getting this by replay, I also want to acknowledge you and send you a big hug of appreciation. And I'm excited that you're taking the journey with us. Let's see, keep pumping. Maybe we'll pull out the stones. I know Heather would like that. Right, Heather? Tell me you like the stones. Let's pull that out. Just take me a minute to find it. There we go. But just keep pumping. What we're doing is regenerating the thyroid and liver. We're actually just regenerating the master cell right now. And here we go. Here's the stones. Oops. I think I can do this differently. Let's see. There we go. That's going to work. The stones, they are a-calling me, echoing through an eternity, calling out to set us free, the power of the stone. At dawn I walked in a circle of stones, a solar temple to me yet unknown, till by the strength of first morning light shone the power of the stone in stones. Let's go a little bit lower. They grounded the energy of this place and held it together in loving embrace, while beings of light danced above the space, bestowing on us their wisdom and grace. The stones, they are a-calling me, echoing through an eternity, calling out to set us free, the power of the stones. The Avery stones were laughing at me. Oops. Taunting me, tempting me, dancing with glee. Playful stones make love to me in the circle of the stones. The heavenly chambers from days of old, new gravestones for a circle to behold. I knelt in prayerful reverence for the power of the basin stone. I touched my forehead to the rock. It filled me with bright light and talk of the ancient people and their ways and the spirals of the stones. The stones are everywhere we look, medicine wheels and monolithic books. The wisdom of the circle flows in the temple of the stones. The stones, they are a-calling me, echoing through an eternity, calling out to set us free, the power of the stones. That was fun. And you know, singing helps make things go faster, helps the clearings go faster. Gather your children, oh mommies, today, and bind them close to you and love them, I pray, and give them your heart your time and your ways, singing, oh, Bonnie Mommies, I love you this way. Give them the confidence, the care, and the play. Talk to them daily about their new world, and share with them light from the mystical plains, singing, oh, Bonnie Mommies, I love you this way. And Ramana is saying, I feel your work is so forward-thinking, and I am so honored to be part of it now, and look forward to when the quantum activations are commonly used and more mainstream. I feel like a forerunner. And you know, this is so true, and I have the vision of it, is really that it becomes a household conversations across the globe, and that people understand it and resonate with it, and you know, the truth of it and the transformation of it. So thank you for seeing that and holding that with me. Okay, let's see, let's go back to the slides, because we want to take a look at where we're at with the slides themselves and with the process we're doing. With the thyroid, 99%, and with the liver, 98%. So we are going to finish this in this short period that we've had to do the regeneration on the thyroid and the liver. And just understand that if you were doing this yourself, it might take you 5 or 6 hours to do it, but because you're doing it with me and in the group, it's happening quite a bit faster. So it's wonderful. Okay, and the thyroid's at 100%, and we're just now pumping for the cascade of new cell growth. Liver is also at 100%, pumping for new cell cascade of new cell growth. It would be good if everybody could pump an additional 15 minutes after the class for this cell regeneration. And if that is the case, that everybody's pumping for an additional 15 minutes, we'll have on cell growth for the thyroid, 90 days of cell growth, and for the liver, 52 days. So excellent in both cases. So you just want to pump a little bit longer. Once the class has completed, you just want to keep your hand moving another 15 minutes. And that should do the trick. And then let's just review again what we're working on. So this is just a little reminder. I know you know how to succeed with your daily practice. Do your meditations once or twice a day. Have a healthy weight-reducing meal plan. Daily exercise. Stay peaceful and calm. And do extra credit clearings if your schedule allows for that. So those are the keys to really making this work for you very well. And I love you. I believe in you. You are doing an amazing job. We have 7 more weeks to go, so we're just at the very beginning of this journey. And you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can make the changes in your life, and you can own and live in the body that you've always imagined for yourself. So we'll sign off for now. I love you. Have an amazing week. Please, if you haven't signed up yet for tomorrow's class on regenerating, we're going to be regenerating the ovaries, the uterus, the whole system down there, every part, and we're going to be clearing any negative energies. If you've ever had a negative sexual experience, we're taking all of that out and really getting everything up to 100%. I think every woman who follows me should do this class. Honestly, I feel so completely committed to this. This is something that, you know, your self-esteem is affected with this, your happy, full functioning hormones are affected with this, 100,000 different things are affected by how well this system is working. So I hope you join me tomorrow. It's a 4-hour class. So it's going to be really, 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 really spectacular. Okay, my dears. Have Heather, I lost this. Okay, so that's not for me. And okay, you guys, love you. See you next week, or hopefully see you tomorrow.